Hey everyone, welcome to another episode from Pro Engineering. This is going to be an interesting episode because what we're going to do here is go on a drive with me and my Mondeo that I have been doing since 1994 when I got the car. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk, ignore the dogs in the background, ignore the incredibly loud street, and we'll look at the car and I'll tell you stories of things as we go. So enjoy. So this house here used to live a guy named Mel. Grew up with him, wonderful guy. Had an amazing backyard that he had made all these like catwalks and pathways, and you could there was like a bridge to the top of his garage. Foliage everywhere, overgrown. It was amazing. My dad bought our Nissan pickup off of him with 4,000 miles. This next house here belonged to Sarah and her dad. Boy, was her dad a mess. This house looked like a disaster. And in his backyard, they had a 53 Ford without the hood. And I must have been 5 or 6 years old when I first saw it. Scared the hell out of me. My dad bought his F-250 from these people here. For privacy reasons, I'm not going to show the house is all that clear, as you can imagine. The people that used to live here yelled at me for driving my RC car through the driveway. They ain't gonna stop me. Did not know there was a house here. It used to be all this green area was all just bushes and trees. Damn. This street looks exactly the same right now as it did when I was a little kid. Just the cars have changed, which is unfortunate because there used to be a really sweet, like a burgundy 79 or 80 Pinto around the corner. There was a Plymouth Duster and a Satellite too. Now there's, oh, actually the guy that used to live here on the corner had a Mitsubishi Mighty Max, little white one with a corrugated camper shell with those like vacuum formed black windows. Really nice guy. And that truck was cool. So this is one of my favorite stops for the Mondeo. These little cutouts in the road for the rain. As you can tell, the Mondeo is gonna fall into the ruts with the front wheels. The thing is, if you were going at high enough a rate of speed, the car would glide directly over the ruts smoothly, and it was absolutely my favorite thing to do. I probably sat here for 500 battery packs, just back and forth, and you hit it just right. The car didn't even make a sound. It just glide right over it. So coming around this corner here, the house, one of these houses, this house had these two kids that lived there, Larry and Lawrence. Isn't that the same name, right? You would call someone Larry. Isn't that the same name? This next house over here had someone that named Carmen. And she had the most amazing pool, older lady. So she'd let us go play in the pool all the time, and it was magnificent. Meanwhile, the corner house had one of my best friends ever. We're still incredibly close. And he lived here up until the early 90s. And now he is a very successful lawyer and a pilot. Wonderful guy. I'm still the better looking one of the bunch, but I'll make sure I send him a link to this video. So rounding the turn, we have the school I went to as a kid. I didn't plan on this, but this is my grade school. And the gate is open. Usually it's completely fenced off, but they're doing softball practice. So I might want to sneak in and get some footage over there. A crappy little structure. There used to be this van. I've got some footage that I'll put up right now. That used to be there. In the back corner was this massive structure made out of railroad ties. There was a pipe, like a tugboat, and one of those hexagon climbing structures. Okay, this is just nuts. I have not been here with this car in probably 25 years. The school's been gated off all this time. I used to drive it right over where that big square thing in the corner is right there. Holy crap. Can't believe I'm here. So that's where the kindergartens were. And right over there where that gate is, there's a little ramp that goes down to the driveway or the parking lot. With the RC10, you would take this at full throttle and it would glide completely airborne over the ramp, over the curb, and majestically land on the asphalt. Wow. Ooh. Let's see if there used to be these old barrels, these metal 55-gallon drums with these feet welded on the bottom that I would run the Hornet in all the time. I think they're long gone. Yeah, I don't see them. Even the little bouncy horses are gone. Why'd you get rid of that? I see there's some cleaning people here, so I probably shouldn't be here. I used to put toy cars at the top of this walkway right there, and they would roll, if you got them right, beautifully all the way down to the end. I'll be damned. Sorry, I'm getting a little nostalgic here. This is the cafeteria right there. Probably should go back. I've actually got these weird memories of driving this car exactly like we are right now. The exact same body. Yeah, in about 1994. Holy cow, 30 years ago. That's crazy. So in this area here, they used to have these squares on the asphalt that were outlined in red, and they called them the red squares. And when you got in trouble, you were forced to sit on the asphalt of the red square. And I'm in Southern California, which means during the hot days, it'd be well over 110 degrees, and you were forced to sit there the entire lunch break or recess if you got in trouble. And some of us liked to get in trouble from time to time. So I would sit on these blazing hot red squares, and they're gone now. We should go. People are coming. Let's go quickly. Faster than this. There's a guy behind me. Bathrooms are cleaner than I remember. That hasn't changed. So you can see where the school is right here. There used to be all these cactuses in that corner right there. This whole area was cactuses. That's where the rats lived. So right here, before we get to my house, we would find the entrance to the school. And that parking lot is where the magic happened. If I was still living here, 95% of my footage would be right there. So this here was where I drove the wheels off of all of my cars. The cool thing about this, now it's kind of deteriorated over the years, all these cracks that used to be there, of course, but there used to be big speed bumps. Now they're still there, they just mowed them down. And what that means is what's left of the speed bump, Mondeo just drove over it, hang on. What's left of the speed bump is just a little hump. A tiny, tiny, magnificent little hump. So let's take it at full speed. So funny story, no, annoying story. I was at the school here one day with my midnight pumpkin, and as I'm driving it away, I drive down to this corner. I'm about here or so, the pumpkin's there. This kid that I knew was riding his bicycle this way. So he said something to me, I said something, I don't know, kid talk, nothing in particular. He grabbed the pumpkin and took off holding it on his bike. Meanwhile, I took off running to chase after him. So I'm running this way here. And as I approached the curb, I tripped and fell, cradling my remote control. I was pretty banged up, but the remote control, it was fine. Also, the crash alerted my friend and he gave me back my truck. So that's it. Usually after going to the school and driving around there until the car battery died, I would make my way home, and I did that for upwards of 15 years with all of my cars. Again, they did close that school off, which was too bad. And you probably can't hear me right now because of the street. So my friends, that's it. A nostalgic, weird episode from Am Pro Engineering. You're welcome.